Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. I am glad you're with us today. We're talking today about aging. Now, this is something that all of us are hopefully going to be affected by. I hope it's something that we all get to experience. But there's certain things that we can do to slow down the aging process. And there are certain foods that I want you to cut out of your diet. And these foods, we're going to talk about today specifically, speed up the aging process. And I'll go through each one and tell you why that happens. And later on, we're going to talk about things that your body needs, nutrients your body needs as you get older, because your nutrition needs change as time goes on. So let's jump right into foods at age. You've got a lot to cover here today. One of the things that has some pros and cons, we'll start there, is spicy foods. Now, I'm Italian. I like spicy foods. But some people can't take the heat. Now, it's interesting how we have different genetics. Like some people, I like spicy foods, other people don't. Some people can't eat cilantro. Now, this is interesting. Some people, if they eat cilantro, they say it tastes like soap, and they don't like anything with cilantro in it. Other people, like myself, have no problem at all. So there is some genetics that come to play in the foods you like and the things you don't like, and also probably your upbringing, too. If you're raised in an environment where spicy foods are part of your diet from early on, well, chances are you're probably going to like it. But if you have a condition called rosacea, now this is common with women, especially after menopause, it can cause a flare-up. Now, what rosacea is you get rosy cheeks. And that's a sign you just have too much inflammation in the body, and it's too much circulation. Some people get it, some people don't. It can raise your body temperature, and that can make you sweat. And if you sweat and you have bacteria on your skin, that can cause breakouts of skin issues. The pros of spicy foods is that spicy foods are vasodilators. What that means is it opens up your blood vessels. It increases circulation to your body, and that's a good thing. Because as we get older, our circulation drops. And one of the reasons is that we have something called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is in the walls of your blood vessels. And nitric oxide causes the blood vessels to relax. And when the blood vessels relax, they get wider. And as they get wider, you have easier flow of blood. And also the pressure has a tendency to drop. So as we get older, our nitric oxide levels lower. We don't have that chemical to help vasodilate or increase the circulation. The blood vessels become a little rigid. They're not as flexible as they were when you were a kid. And so that's why a lot of times old people have high blood pressure when you don't see it too often in young people. The good news is that there are certain things we're going to talk about today. All of these you need to cut out to help lower your blood pressure. And I've done shows on blood pressure. If you go to our website, drjoe.com, just type in blood pressure. We've done shows on that already. You could listen to it. It's probably the most popular show we have on our website. So listen to the show we did on blood pressure. A lot of natural things that you can do to help the blood pressure. Now, don't come off your medication until your doctor tells you to. This is our goal. We have, in the Atlanta area, we have 4 offices: Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We have a goal. And our goal is to naturally get you well and keep you well. We can't take you off your medication. We want to get you well enough so that you don't need the medication. Follow that? So if you're on medication, let's get you healthy enough so you can go back to your primary doctor who's ever prescribing and say, hey, listen, my arteries are better, my blood pressure's dropped, my breathing is better, my digestion, I got rid of the acid reflux, my pain is decreased. Can I come off these medications? Any doctor worth his salt or her salt is going to say yes. The whole point of the medication is not forever. The point of the medication is to manage your condition until we can get you better. The challenge is that many times the healthcare professionals don't know what to do to get you better. That's where we come in. Now, I can't promise anything. I can't guarantee we can get you better, but in most cases, we get really good results in a lot of health conditions. So spicy foods, again, it can increase circulation. It can give you energy. So it can increase your love life. It's a vasodilator, so it increases circulation to your happy parts. So there's some benefits to it too, but if you break out in a sweat and then your skin breaks out, it might be something you might want to reconsider. The number one and two supplements we have are Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. They're minimum supplements I think everybody should be taking. The number 3 most popular supplement is a nitric oxide supplement. I take it every day. It gives you a ton of energy. But if you have low blood pressure, don't take it. I know every now and then I'll have somebody with low blood pressure, and they'll take it and they don't feel good because it drops the blood pressure too low. But if you need energy, B-complex is great for energy. We're going to talk about B vitamins later on in the shows. Adrenal support is great for energy. Water is great for energy. So there's a lot of things we can do aside from nitric oxide if you need energy, and we can work around that. So We're talking today about foods that age you. Margarine. This blows my mind that this is even on the market anymore. It's horrible. Years ago, many years ago, I was doing a show and I talked about margarine and how it probably is the number one cause of heart disease in the country. A couple weeks later, CNN did a report and it said hydrogenated oils, which is what margarine is made of, is probably the number one leading cause of heart disease. And I remember my mother, she called me up and we were talking, and she said, I saw the report, I heard your show, and then I saw the report on CNN, and she goes, I'm not sure if you're a nut or a prophet. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And I said, probably a little bit of both. But the things we talk about on these shows become mainstream later on. We're just cutting edge, and that's why I appreciate when you listen to these shows, because you're going to get information you're probably not going to get anywhere else, and if you do, it's probably ways out, and it may be too late for you. So the largest organ in your body is your skin, and everything affects it. So most margarines, especially the solid kind, are made with something called trans fats or hydrogenated oil. When you hydrogenate an oil, it changes its molecular configuration into a trans fat. Don't worry about the chemistry. Trust me on this. That can raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and create inflammation throughout your whole body. Inflammation is linked to heart disease and stroke, and also can be affecting your skin and make you age faster. So anything with a trans fat, hydrogenated oil, please, folks, don't eat it ever. Now, here's the thing. You can take a healthy oil, heat it, and it can become a trans fat. So any oil can become a trans fat, especially if it's heated enough. So this is one of the reasons why I don't want you eating a lot of fried foods. I like fried foods. They taste good. I think you can fry anything and make it taste good. But I don't want you eating them because these trans fats can get into your cells. And every cell in your body has a wall. It's called a lipoprotein layer. Lipo meaning fat, protein meaning protein. And the lipoprotein layer is made of the fats that you eat. So if you're eating healthy fats, avocados, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, yes, some of them have fat in them, little bits. The body uses that fat to make the wall of the cell. If you're eating hydrogenated oil and trans fats, the body uses that fat to make the wall of the cell. And that fat makes the wall of the cell rigid. It's not as strong and flexible as a good fat would be. And so what happens is it doesn't absorb nutrients and pass out waste products as well as it should, and that speeds up the aging process. So it's real simple. Don't do it. It's kind of neat. Sodas and energy drinks. These are other things that can age you. The more sodas and energy drinks you consume, the quicker the cells in your tissues age. In addition to the fizz, which is slightly acidic, by the way, the bubbles. Again, don't worry about if that's your biggest sin. A lot of calories, a lot of sugar, 7 to 10 teaspoons in one can. That's all the sugar you should eat an entire day. So that means you can't eat any other food, any other carbohydrates, anything with sugar in it, nothing. Fruit, nothing. Don't eat soda. I mean, if you don't know what to eat, if you don't know about soda, if you go to our website, drjoe.com, type in the word soda, and we did a whole 2-hour show on soda. Break it down for you real simple. The soda, of course, combines with bacteria in your mouth, and that can cause acid to form that wears down your teeth and cause decay. It also causes weight gain, high risk of stroke and dementia. So you really want to stay away from it. Now, when you heat sugar near proteins, it creates something called advanced glycated end products, AGE. It's kind of funny that it spells out an acronym that spells age. And so advanced glycated end products can get into your tissues and prevent the flexibility, eat away at the flexibility, the collagen that's there, and you can lose your elasticity, and that can lead to wrinkles. And also it can get inside your body and your joints. Now, as a chiropractor, a pain management expert, a nutrition expert, I want to make sure we keep you as healthy as we can from a structural standpoint, as well as a physical standpoint, as well as a chemical standpoint. So if you have advanced glycated end products from eating too much sugar, it can get into the joints and affect the mobility and the flexibility of the joints and the skin and the ligaments and the muscles. So sugar, bad. Pretty much, I don't think anybody needs to be told that. You just got to stop doing it. Artificial sweetener is probably worse. Aspartame, which is a very popular artificial sweetener. Aspartame breaks down to 3 components: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methyl esters. Don't worry about the chemistry. Aspartic acid is an excitotoxin. It causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to and cause the brain cells essentially to burn out. So of all the things I teach you about chemistry and nutrition, we talk about the 7 deadly sins: alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. the number one of the 7 deadly sins, I want you to stop now, this minute, this second, artificial sweetener, aspartame. Aspartame, toxic for so many different reasons. That being said, there's a newer comer to the market, it's been around for a long time, called sucralose. Sucralose is a chlorinated hydrocarbon. We take hydrocarbons, which is a chemical, we add chlorine to it, and this acts as an endocrine disruptor. What does that mean? It causes your body to act as if it has more estrogen. Now, estrogen is a growth hormone. And if we're done growing tall, it causes us to grow out. And this is why so many studies have been done on artificial sweetener that say that it actually causes you to gain weight because it increases estrogen. Estrogen causes you to lay down fat. Fat produces estrogen, which causes you to lay down fat. Stay away, I'm begging you, please, from the artificial sweeteners. You can use stevia, Lohan, erythritol. These are better choices for sweeteners. But I want you to stay away from sugar, and more importantly, I want you to stay away from artificial sweeteners. There's even sodas now with stevia sweetened. Zevia is one brand. Z's, I think, is another one. So we have stevia sweetened sodas. They taste fine. Give it a couple of days. If you're a big soda drinker, you'll get used to it. You'll never go back to the other stuff. The other stuff is way too sweet. That's what you'll find. Frozen dinners. Easy. Convenient. Couple of problems I have with frozen foods and frozen dinners especially. They take so long to cook. They take like 45 minutes to heat up. I don't have 45 minutes if I'm hungry. But they have so much sodium. And when you have too much salt in your body, it causes you to drink more water, and that puts a stress on your kidneys. Now, it's okay to drink the water, but the sodium is the damaging component there. Extra water, when you put in your body, can build up in your face and cause puffiness. And again, salt attracts water, and it causes you to swell. So stay away from anything processed, especially with tons of sugar, sugar, but also salt. And so that's why I'm not a big fan of these artificial sweeteners, these dinners, because many times they do have artificial sweetener in them. They, instead of using sugar, they say, oh, it's healthy, low calorie, and you look at it, it's got sucralose or aspartame or something like that, and it's loaded with salt. If you need a quick meal, folks, it's so easy. Go to our website, drjoe.com, type in the words, so what can I eat? Listen to the show on So What Can I Eat? We give you tons of tips on breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks. You know, you can open up a can of organic chickpeas, which, by the way, costs about $1. Rinse them off, put some salad dressing on them, and you got chickpea salad for $1. Salad dressing, maybe 25 cents. So if you have to have a quick meal, it's a lot quicker than a frozen dinner, and it works real well. And that's just one of many, many, many ideas that we have on the website, drjoe.com. Alcohol. Alcohol dries up your skin. It dehydrates you. Your body is about, 60 to 70% water. When you drink alcohol, alcohol causes you to pee. Because there's a chemical in your brain that you're producing right now, and it's called vasopressin. Vasopressin prevents you from just peeing all day and dehydrating yourself. Vasopressin is also called antidiuretic hormone. It prevents you from peeing all day. When you drink alcohol, it lowers your production of vasopressin, or antidiuretic hormone, same thing, and so you pee. That's why you notice you drink one beer, you pee out 3. Where those other 2 beers come from? Your body is giving up its own vital fluid to flush the alcohol out of your system, because alcohol can damage the brain, and your brain controls everything. So your body has all these positive and negative feedback systems, and it's saying, okay, alcohol will destroy the brain. I got to get the alcohol out of the system. I will sacrifice fluid to get that alcohol out of the system. That's how dangerous it is. I'll sacrifice vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Get that alcohol out of the system. Dries you up. Brain shrinks, skin shrinks, damages cartilage, connective tissue. Not a good thing. So even if you drink a big glass of water, it's probably better, but it may not have the same impact on the skin because most of the water is going to go to protect the organs. Because your body protects the most important parts first. So it's going to protect the heart, the brain. Even if you look at a structural standpoint, your brain and your spinal cord are encased in bone. Your body thinks your brain and your spinal cord is so important, it gives it the hardest substance it can create to protect it. The brain in your skull. So if you drink alcohol, it can affect the brain, but the body will sacrifice a limb. It'll sacrifice a kidney. It'll sacrifice anything to keep the heart and the brain and the spinal cord working. And so you're flushing these vital fluids out of the system. You're flushing out vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So don't drink. But if you do drink, here's my rule. For every drink you have to have 3 glasses of water. So A, you're peeing all night, you're not drinking as much, and B, you're going to try to rehydrate yourself. Still don't drink. But I'm also a realist, and I understand a lot of people are going to drink, and so we need to stop that. Stop the damage that's happening. Water is going to do that. Also, and I shouldn't tell you this, but people have told me they take a scoop of Dr. Joe's Super Greens and a scoop of Dr. Joe's Essential Source before they go out drinking. They take another scoop of each when they come home and another scoop of each the next morning. And a lot of people have said that really helps with how they feel. Now, shouldn't do that, shouldn't drink, but at least we're restocking your body with all these vitamins, minerals, and nutrients on a very high level. And so when you do pee some out, you still have some. So it's not the cure for hangover. You shouldn't drink. That's the cure for hangover, but this seems to work pretty well. Other things that age you: processed meats, pepperonis, bacon, sausage, ham, deli cuts, smoked, cured, salted. All of these are bad. They taste good. I was normal once. I haven't had an animal product now in about coming up on 36 years. But I was normal once, and I was Italian, grew up Italian, so still am. And I ate a lot of pepperoni and ham and processed foods, so I know how good they taste. But just because they taste good doesn't mean they're good for you. They cause a lot of inflammation in the body. The sodium, the chemical preservatives, the inflammation can get into your cells. It can affect the heart. It can increase your risk of stroke, diabetes. So processed meats, really bad. Also, processed meats oftentimes trigger headaches. I need to do a show on headaches because there's chemicals in the processed meats that can trigger headaches. And so if you have headaches and you can't figure out where they're coming from, processed meats, artificial sweetener, dehydration, and the number one cause of headaches is pinched nerves. So if you have a pinched nerve, if you have headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, sciatica, folks, just come see us. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. I can't imagine why anyone, in the sound of my voice, and this show goes all over the world, why anyone in the sound of my voice isn't doing everything they can to get out of pain. And the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain is chiropractic care. Most effective, least expensive, what are you waiting for? I don't understand it. I don't understand why anyone would go to any other clinic if they didn't start with chiropractic first, if they have pain. Start there. We can always escalate care. We call it. We can send you a physical therapy. We can send you for injections, ablations. I have no problem with any of these things. But let's start with the basics and then work our way up. Give us a chance to see if we can fix it. We can't fix everybody, but a major, major majority of patients we get amazing results with. So, talking about processed meats and headaches, but also pain can age you because pain increases your cortisol levels. And cortisol is your stress hormone. And cortisol will age you like crazy. So if you're in pain, do something about it. And medications, of course, I'm not against medications, have side effects. They can affect the liver, kidneys, other organs. So if you want to make an appointment, go to our website, drjoe.com, DRJOE. Again, you can book it right online. It's all over the website. Want to make an appointment? And you can book an appointment directly online or call us. We accept almost every insurance. There's one or two that we don't accept, and the only reason we don't accept it is because it's not worth it for us. It's cheaper usually for the patient to just pay cash and just go through the $6,000 deductibles and $1,500 copays, and so we're not even in network with those. But anyway, here nor there, if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. Normally, the first visit, if you add up everything we do between the first and half of the second visit, is about $720. We've reduced that to $299. So if you want to get started, go to the website, book it right now. Understand something. My doctors fill up very quickly. My doctors are very popular. And so if you want to make an appointment, you want to do it as quickly as possible. And when you do come in, I want you to book all your appointments in advance. Because if you don't book an appointment, you say, I want to see, Dr. Irwin on Tuesday. Well, Dr. Irwin's booked on Tuesday. You're going to get disappointed. So book your appointments in advance and just make it a lot easier for everyone. drjoe.com. Other foods I want you to avoid to slow down the aging process. Fried foods. Fried foods remember we talked about those bad trans fats, and they create something called free radicals. Free radicals are things that really age you. Free radicals are like Pac-Man. They eat through things, waka, 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 waka. And they're literally eating away at your connective tissue and your cartilage and really speeding up the aging process, like smoking. 100 trillion free radicals in one puff of smoke. One puff! Imagine if you had a whole cigarette. Or if you had a pack of cigarettes, or you smoked the whole life. You see people that are smokers, they just looked aged. Trillions and trillions of free radicals every cigarette, literally eating away from the inside out. And that's what leads to things like lung cancer as well. So, please don't smoke. I don't know. I don't think you need to know that. I'd have to tell you that. If you char your meat, you fry and grill your meats at high temperatures, it creates, again, advanced glycated end products. And the charred part, if you eat something that has those grill marks, those are called heterocyclic amines. Heterocyclic amines are known carcinogens. So if you're eating grilled meat with that char on it, which tastes so good, known carcinogens. The smell of the cooking meat, the smell of barbecue, that smells good, what's cooking? Those are called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, also known carcinogens. So why would you do that? If you know these things, they're known carcinogens. It's not a question like, well, maybe, might have sometime, or maybe in the future we'll find. No, it can lead to cancer. It's a known carcinogen. Stop eating charred meats. I wish you'd stop eating meats and dairy products, but if you're not going to, charring it, not a good idea. The only thing that really you can do if you're going to like your grilled meat is marinate it. Marinate it overnight, maybe some lemon juice or a little apple cider vinegar, and the marination process reduces the amount of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and the carcinogenics. So the heterocyclic amines, the other carcinogenics can be reduced if you marinate it in an acid and put some herbs in there, like rosemary's great. It's a great antioxidant. So, but again, I don't want to encourage you to eat meat, so I'm not going to give you too many hints. High fructose corn syrup, where do you find it? Everywhere. High fructose corn syrup is just horrible. It interferes with your body's ability to absorb copper, which is necessary. It also helps you, that helps you form collagen and elastin, which keeps your skin flexible. So if you're eating a lot of sugar, you can't absorb the copper. The copper is necessary to produce the elastin and the collagen, and so your skin ages and wrinkles and withers very, very quickly. Also, fructose prevention. Fructose has to be converted into glucose. And in the process of converting fructose into glucose, your body produces a waste product called uric acid. Uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts. So in our clinic, when patients come in, every patient is offered a nutrition evaluation. It's part of their treatment plan. No extra charge to do the nutrition evaluation. If you get supplements, there's a charge. But we'll do the nutrition evaluation for you because we want to get you well as quickly as possible. And I consider my doctors, my chiropractors, among the best, if not the best in the world. And so you might get the best chiropractic care in the world, but if you're sucking down high fructose corn syrup and fructose creates uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts, you might not be getting all the benefits that you want, the results that you're looking for. So just so you know, we do a nutrition evaluation. And by the way, uric acid prevents the body from producing properly nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, we talked about, opens up your blood vessels, increases circulation, and that's really important for sexual function, brain function, life, healing. You need that circulation. So you got to cut out high fructose corn syrup as well. Caffeine is a diuretic. It's a stimulant to your brain. It burns out your brain cells, and it dehydrates you. Just like alcohol, coffee makes you pee, and it wears you out. And if you think you're going to switch to a sweetener called agave, don't do it. Agave is about 80 to 90% fructose, so you get the same effects as high fructose corn syrup. Folks, I'm almost out of time for this segment. If you have any questions, you can send them to me through our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. A little bot pops up. Send your question. Joe or I will get back to you as quickly as we can. If you want to get supplements, Super Green Central Source, nitric oxide, vitamin D is so important for the body. I didn't have time to cover it. I'll cover it in the next segment. You can go to the website and order it. We'll ship it to you, or come to our offices. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We will gladly save you some shipping costs if you come pick up the supplements. But most important thing you can do is make an appointment to come see us. Again, we accept most insurances. There's no reason why you shouldn't do it. You can do it right online or call us, drjoe.com. We'll be right back.